Hey guys, it's Daily Dabble Day 4 for Sweet Week, and today we're going to do some collages to make cupcakes. All right, so collage is just a fancy word that means cutting and pasting. So here's what you need today. You are going to need to grab these sticky foam sheets that you have and tissue paper pieces. You should have some really glittery sequins. You should be able to find a little puff ball, because you've got to have a cherry on top, and a square piece of construction paper. You may also want to grab your oil pastels from our cake drawing lesson. And from around the house, go ahead and grab a pair of scissors, a glue stick, and then whatever piece of paper you can find around the house to make this collage on. If you don't have a piece of paper, maybe just try a piece of cardboard from a cereal box or anything like that that you can find around the house. Okay, so go ahead and gather up your collaging supplies and we're going to get started. Okay, so today for our cupcake collage, I want you to stay open-minded and think about ways that you could put this together on your own. I'm going to show you some ideas that I have, but I know that you at home can come up with so many different cool ways to put together a cupcake using these materials. So feel free to follow along with what I do, but I really want you to just take this opportunity to be as creative as possible. And if I use my construction paper for one thing and you think, you know what, I think construction paper would be better to use this way, then certainly, by all means, make your own rules today. Okay? And if you have other things around the house that you think might make your collage look even better, then go ahead and dig up some things that you have laying around the house that you have good ideas for. Okay, so I'm going to use this construction paper as like the paper wrapping for my cupcake, okay? So instead of letting it be a square, I'm going to kind of cut off the edges a little bit right here to angle. And it's a little tall for me, so I think I'll trim it down too. And I'm not a math major, but I'm going to say this is a trapezoid shape. Okay, it's like a triangle with the top cut off. All right, so this is perfect for our cupcake paper cup. But you know how cupcake cups have that little crinkle in them? Let's take our paper and do an accordion fold to create some texture on our cupcake paper. So accordion folding is when you just take your piece of paper and you fold it forward and then back, and forward and back, just like that. All right. So now we've got some texture on that, which is awesome. I'm going to flip it around actually so I can glue these little flaps right here. Okay, so I'll take my glue stick and get some glue on the paper there. And I'm just going to stick that down. So there's our cupcake paper. So if you like this idea, go ahead and do it. If you have a better idea for the bottom of your cupcake, by all means, do your idea. Okay, so now I'm going to take my oil pastels, or if you have a pencil or crayons or whatever you want to use, I'm going to take this and I'm just going to go ahead and make my cupcake top with it. And you might want to draw yours different than me. Mine kind of looks like a fluffy cloud on top with all that delicious icing. So speaking of the icing, I am going to take my tissue paper and I'm just going to start tearing it up. If you don't like the way it looks torn, then you can certainly cut yours if you'd prefer. But I'm just going to tear up my tissue and then start gluing it down to make some pretty icing. I think I'm going to do maybe some pink and blue. Should have plenty of tissue paper in your kit, if you have a kit at home, to do whatever you want with this if you're using it for icing. So I'm going to go ahead and start gluing this down inside the cupcake shape that I drew. So here is the top of my cupcake. You have extra construction paper in your kit, and you'd be more than welcome to use the construction paper or whatever you want to do up here. Maybe you just want to color the top of your cupcake. Totally up to you. Okay? So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to add a little detail on my icing with this, with a piece of my sticky foam. So I'm just kind of cutting out sort of a blobby shape that has a rounded top like this. And I want to fit that right on my cupcake on the top. And I just love this sticky foam because all you have to do is peel the back of this off. And it's going to stick right on there. All right. So from there, sequins are awesome for sprinkles. And I'm going to go ahead and just use my glue stick. If you have a glue bottle at home, a glue bottle might work even better for this, just doing like teeny tiny dots of glue. But I'm going to stick with my regular old glue stick for now. So we've got some beautiful glittery sprinkles on our cupcake. And finally, for our collage, we need a cherry on top of our cupcake. So I'm just going to take this glue stick, put a little glue down there, and stick the cherry on top right there. And this is our really awesome cupcake collage. So once we're done collaging, cutting and pasting down onto our paper, you can take oil pastels or crayons or whatever you have and do some fun decorating around it. A lot of times we have cupcakes at parties, and I know that we haven't been able to have parties lately, so maybe you can make a little party on your paper. Just some streamers like this, squiggly lines, or even confetti. You can make confetti with just little straight lines that go in different directions all over the paper. I know a lot of people have had birthdays during the stay-at-home order. So if you know somebody that's got a birthday coming up, this would be a great way to make a card. You could write happy birthday on there and really cheer somebody up with this cupcake collage that you've made. Okay, before we go, I'm going to tell you a silly way that we like to eat cupcakes in our house. After you take the wrapper off, you tear the bottom of the cupcake off and stick it on top of the icing. It makes like a little cupcake sandwich. Maybe some of you guys already eat your cupcakes like that. But it's a good way to do it. So the next time you have a cupcake, if you haven't tried that, give it a shot. But I hope you found some different creative ways to create your cupcake collage as you were following along. If you had any extra materials in your house that you thought would be perfect, I hope you felt like you could go ahead and use those and just do your own thing. So these were kind of fun today. Short, simple project, kind of open-ended. But try making some other kinds of collages. And great things to use for collages are things like magazines, any kind of different kinds of paper you can find, yarn, fabric, anything goes when you're doing collage, okay? So tomorrow is our last day for Sweet Week, and just a heads up, you're gonna need a tube sock. So dig into that big uh, container that you have in your house that's full of mismatched socks. I know you've got one. And get a tube sock ready for tomorrow. And we'll see you then. Bye.